We are back again, guys. What up, everybody? We are here for another episode of Commercial Roofing Radio. I got my boys in the house today. They're local here, out here in Denver, so they decided to stop by, hang out, talk shop, hang out, right? Have a good time. And I've known these guys for a while now. So I started my company 5 years ago. They were around the same time, right? 4 or 5 years. So we kind of grew up together in a way, right? At an entrepreneurial standpoint. So the New Era brand is really cool. What you guys did with the culture, the environment, what you guys want to achieve as a company. You go to their office, tons of stuff about personal development, right? Personal goals, how to improve as a person, right? And then utilize the company as a platform to do that, right? Always, as young minds, right? Just like me, younger guys, very open to some new technologies and stuff like that. So we'll get into a lot of different things, but Hugo, Jose, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for the invite, man. So it looks like we're gonna be moving this around. So
yeah, absolutely.
Get my audio going, but yeah, thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
Thanks for the intro, man. I'm gonna come visit you more often.
Yeah. So how did we meet again? Did we meet through Randy in the Roofing Academy, or was it? How do you guys remember how we met?
It was through Randy in the Roofing Academy.
It was definitely through there. Oh, so we actually went to the first ever start in mastermind.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You were jacked out in your jersey.
I was looking all
Your
yoked.
Suma
Yeah,
jersey,
that's
yes,
right. Yeah, we all wore jerseys, custom Suma jerseys.
Yeah, and then I surpassed you from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Filling in the shirts.
Yeah, exactly. All of a sudden you started hitting the gym.
That's how we met, man. We actually did a what would you call it? Like a small interview for Randy's Start Build Grow Show.
That's right. So basically, Randy with the Roofing Academy, he had the Roofing Academy Mastermind, right? And then that was our first one that we ever did. We met you guys there, and then I think I interviewed you guys for testimonial video or something like that, and then we ended up getting connected, right? We did the website, we ended up doing the logo, everything like that. And just kind of stayed connected from there. But yeah, right, he's got it tattooed on himself, so we'll have to get a close-up. Danae, make sure you get on. So Danae, who does the video editing actually for the show, she designed the logo. Yeah, she designed the logo. So now she makes the TikToks and all the micro clips, so she'll have to cut that up right there for a clip on that for sure. So, but no, it's been cool because I've definitely seen you guys kind of just grow up with me as entrepreneurs, right? Because when you start your first business, you're younger, it feels like there's a lot of different challenges, doubts. Yeah, a lot of like you're very motivated.
Yeah, I feel like we've always been like, every time that we're running into certain issues with the company, I feel like you're right there as well. So like it's crazy it's cool that we kind of grew together, because every time that I come in with issues or that we catch up, or you finally take my calls.
Yeah, right. Hey, he didn't show up to our 5-year anniversary party.
Hey, I sent a little quick email.
Yeah, exactly. RSVP didn't show up.
Send a quick little email.
Yeah.
And to make you feel any better, bro, that happens to me all the time.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll talk. Business partner relationship therapy at some point. I'm sure we'll get into that. You know. But no, exactly. You're right. We've had similar problems and be able to talk about it. It doesn't really matter what business you're in, right? As you kind of grow and scale, it seems like you run into very, very similar issues. So then, how did you guys decide to start a company together then?
Yeah, so I'll start. So I was actually doing roofing sales for another roofing company. I did that for about, I want to say 2 years. It was about 2 years that I was doing roofing sales. Completely fell in love with it. But I seen a huge, I call it a huge glitch in the industry, and that's they weren't really training sales reps at all. Like my form of training was, hey, here's a couple shirts, here's a pitch for the doors. Let me know when you get a sale, and that's how I kind of got started. But I worked from a 9 to 5 for, pretty much right out of high school. I actually been working since I was 12, but I've always worked a 9 to 5. So this was something totally, absolutely brand new to me. So when I started doing it, it took me about 4 to 5 months to actually make my first sale, which which when I got my first check, I was completely blown away. And that's when I truly started liking sales, started doing self-development. And while I was there, he actually did a lot of the roofs. He did the production side of things. So that's how we kind of started creating a friendship. The company kind of started going downhill. I don't like to talk bad about anything, but there was just a lot of people issues there. So one sales guy after another started leaving the company, and I was actually I would go tap him like, hey bro, like we need to start a company. I don't know nothing about production.
I don't know nothing.
I just know how to go slap some roofs on, and he knew everything about production, but I don't know if he didn't believe in me or I don't know what, but he was just like, yeah, whatever, bro. We'll talk about it soon. So kind of got like tired of asking him. So I stopped chasing him. It was like the guy that's chasing the girl.
Yeah, exactly.
So I started on my own, started doing things for about 6 to 7 months, and I think it reversed on him. That's when he's like, hey, what's going on with that whole
So that
roofing
the apple of your eye came to you.
Exactly. And then from there, that's all she wrote, man. He started coming along. He actually had the license for roofing, so we started teaming up there, man. And it's honestly the best of both worlds, because I'm more of the visionary, like the big idea, and the negative things to that is the grass is always greener on the other side. And Hugo's more of he's the integrator of the company. He's always trying to very detailed with everything, very process orientated. So both of our minds together has just done wonders for the company.
And then, so he's the one that's kind of all over the place, right? The energy, right? Ideas type stuff, and you hold on to him tight, right? Make sure he doesn't go, right? You don't take you down, right?
Yeah,
So you're the one that's more organized, right? More describe, I guess, your position then with the production strengths and stuff.
I've been doing roofing for 12 years now. So I've been doing the production, as he said, since I was 20 pretty much. Started my subcontracting company, and that's where I ended up at the same company that he was at. Just the whole roof, producing a roof, you have to be very meticulous with what you do, and technically you're covering somebody's asset, you know what I mean? So if the roof leaks, you're damaging everything else inside. So I think that's what throughout the years has made me very I need to be in the moment, I need to be right here, I need to make sure that everything gets done the way that it is, and that's where our relationship comes, that he's up here and I have to wheel him in sometimes and make sure that the shingles are put on the right way.
Yeah. Were you always attracted to production then too? As soon as you got it, you was like, oh, this is kind of what I like to do.
Yeah, I love I started doing construction obviously on the weekends and stuff with my cousin when I was 14. I was summer breaks and winter breaks I would go work with him. And we would do framing. So I used to love how we would show up on Monday morning, it was just concrete with dirt. And then Friday afternoon, it was a whole house. Obviously, it still needed roofing, it still needed siding, still needed all the finishes, but it was something that me and the people that I was around created. So that process it always attracted me. So since from day one, I always talk to him about how I feel I just had a niche, because I was a kid, I was 14, and all it took is my cousin saying, this is a 2x4, this is that, this is how you read a tape measure. That was it. Never. And then we'd have grown-ups come on, and it was constantly reminding them how to do it, and it was just, as a child, I didn't understand why they didn't get it. You know what I mean? But now I realize it's just something that came naturally. The process is.
That's a big takeaway right there, right? Is sometimes you're looking for what am I good at? Some people just wonder that. I wonder that too. Think about when someone say, hey, you're really good at that, or when people mention it and you really just don't think much of it, right? That's what you need to lean into, right? So sometimes you don't even realize your own strengths, right? Because you don't think it's a big deal, right?
It's natural.
And sometimes someone has to tell you. But if someone isn't telling you, just think about things that just come naturally to you. And you just got to lean into those as much as you can. And that's why I think you guys work so well together, is you're able to kind of just lean into your strengths, right?
Yeah.
So what about let's say something is heated. How do you guys kind of handle that as a unit? Would you say your response during times of crisis or strong hard times? How do you think you guys handle? Exactly.
I honestly, bro, we laugh, but I think we do pretty well together. We are both open-minded. I can come to him. We can come to each other and with sometimes anger or upset or whatever the case may be. But I think at the end of the day, we walk away saying okay, I was wrong. and you know maybe he's right. And one way or the other, I think we always figure it out. One thing that I've always, you know, that I told him and that we really live by is there's three sides to every story. There's his side, there's my side, and there's the truth. 'Cause I'm gonna look at things. I'm gonna look at
That's
things.
good. That's both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
look at things, you know, from my end, and he's gonna look at it from his end. So we always try to kind of go down to the truth, and at the end of the day, see what's better for the company. 'Cause
Yeah.
without New Era, there's no. I mean, there's still gonna be Jose, and there's still gonna be Hugo, but not as a partnership. Or yeah. Exactly.
And I also feel like, so to answer one of your questions, is one of our biggest strengths is that when we're in time of crisis, one of my things is I want to solve things quick. Like I want to, like my thing is like
you're the same
quickness.
as me, dude.
Yeah.
It's like almost like an OCD thing. It's a loop, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you have to close the loop, and until you close the loop, you can't move on.
Yeah, and
Right.
that's how I am.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it even like affects me emotionally. Like,
I know.
physically,
You're telling
everything, man.
you're stressed out. You're like, it's not even that big of a deal, man. I just need to figure this out. It's just
Like, you don't know how many times like we'll talk about an issue, and I'm like, all right, bro, we'll address it tomorrow. It's like
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon. It's Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And then the next call I get from him is, I made the call.
Yeah.
I already figured it out, and I'm like, bro, we were supposed to wait till tomorrow.
I'm the same way too.
But
Right, patiently aggressive though. Patiently
patiently
aggressive, right?
But now what I've been able to do is, and that's actually he has helped me with this, and I think we have helped out each other. One of the things is like, I feel like when there's an issue arises, he was always like, okay, let's wait. But sometimes that's not the best case, right? But with me, it was too quick. So how we've been able to work together is I'm the guy that was like, okay, here's 15 or 20 ideas how to solve this issue. What do you think we should go through this? And then he'll start breaking down 3 or 4 issues. And then from there, we kind of both roll it out.
Yeah.
And that's what that right there has been like, single-handedly has helped us solve issues pretty quick.
But that's even
And
another
effectively.
level of like relationship development when you're looking at it internal side. Because, all right, you understand each other's strengths, right? You're willing to listen to each other and everything like that. But then to also understand, like when you're in situations, who needs to handle what part of that actual process, you know what I mean? Where it's like, no, I need to be the one that gets these. Otherwise, it's going to take too long for Hugo to do it. And then he needs to go through these. Otherwise, I'm going to just pick one right now.
Yeah.
Right? And so to be able to do that, that's how you start to really learn how to complement. And I think when you're at, you know, leadership level, being able to do that in, you know, in different areas of the business people, that's when you're like just a different level right
Different
there.
level.
You know, and that's definitely a big takeaway there. But so then now you guys have been working together for a while. It seems like what, 4 years now? It says. When would you guys? How long?
It's technically 5 years now.
5 years now. Yeah, and you know, you guys evolved quite a bit. You know, I got to go to your guys' office, and we did. You guys were doing. Was it EOS?
It was EOS. So we
yeah.
run our operations process on EOS, but we're kind of adding scaling up to it. So we
Okay.
kind of merge both of them together, but it's 90% EOS.
And I thought that was pretty cool. So to be able to come to the office and watch you guys execute on one of those days with the team, right? So I got to see the environment, but also just the execution, how you guys are thinking at like business strategy level. How did that spark? Because, you know, I think there's some companies who are in the roofing space that would do something like that, and there's some who maybe don't even ever heard of it, you know what I mean, or really haven't even thought about something like that. So for some, you know, younger guys to be thinking that way, I thought was pretty unique. What kind of sparked that? How did that kind of get about?
So I've always been, anytime I hear about a book, about anything like that, I don't know what it is about me, but I just order it. Like, so at this last mastermind, it was like 7 people told like 14 books. These are the books I read.
Because you're a dreamer, that's why. And the books are the dreams, right? Like they're like, we're gonna tell you how to get the dreams.
Yeah, so I'll put them all on my Amazon cart and I'll actually order them that day.
Oh, really?
So like that week I get 14 or 15 books. So every time that I'm onto a new book, I always kind of think about like, okay, where are we stuck right now with what's our biggest issues, what's going on, like where can I seek help? And I always go to my book, like, okay, these are all the books that I haven't read 80% of these books, so I'll start kind of going through them. And one of the things that EOS has always kind of caught my interest is I love business. Like I'm moved by, I know I'm supposed to be in business. I love entrepreneurship. I just love everything to do about business. So I wanted to start getting into business books because at that point, all I have read was sales books. So EOS caught my interest and I was like, okay, started reading a little bit. I'm like, whoa, we're not doing that. Whoa, we're not doing that. There's actually a test on EOS. And I think it's like a percentage, I believe, right?
And you're like,
and I was like,
holy
we're
crap.
less than 20%.
And then you hit 5.
We were on a flight to I don't remember where, but we were on a flight and I'm sitting next to him and he's like, and he's always doodling and doing it, and I just kind of let him do his thing. And all of a sudden he hands me over this paper and he's like, we're doing horrible. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, what are you doing? So like, he showed me this test that he took and I'm like, Well, I guess we are doing it. But yeah,
I love that.
So from there, like when I get a new book, I think I was even doing this with you for a while. Like when I get excited about things, I'm always calling the people that I can there's some people that you talk to and they just don't know what you're talking about. They're like, oh yeah, that's cool. But there's some people that will add to that.
Give you actual responses. Give you that, right.
So that Hugo has always been that guy for me. So every time I'm into a new book and I'm really into it, I'm like, okay, we got to try this, bro. Like I just learned this, I could just learn this. So then he started it. And then we started slowly adding, because there's a bunch of books to it. So there's one that you give to your employees, there's one you give to the leaders. And we slowly started implementing it. Then we got the whole process to it. There's a CRM for it. And now it's just 100% EOS, man. And we love it. I feel like it has really simplified our business, because business is obviously very broad, but it's actually very simple. There's just a couple notches that you got to do. When you learn something new in business, like, how did I not think about that?
Oh, yeah.
And that's what that book has done for us.
Yeah.
Or in that process, I should say.
Yeah. And so, go ahead. You have
No, I was just going to say, and then I think beyond that, like, now that it's implemented, like, when the glitches do come, it's just, I personally, and I'm sure he does this too, like, we'll go back to the book and say, okay, and we just kind of go back and reread and go. So we already have a system as humans, I believe, and it even says in the book, every 90 days you kind of get lost. So when that does happen, we just kind of look at it again and say, "Oh, let's get back on track."
Yeah, no. So explain. How would you guys describe the EOS model exactly? I guess if I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who don't really know what that is. How would you guys kind of describe that?
Yeah, you want to do it?
I think because you've read Scaling Up. I'm still working on it.
Oh yeah, like this is his thing,
but
right? Yeah.
I would say EOS is like it breaks it down. Scaling Up is a lot more complex, and it's based off the Rockefeller habits, and as we all know, like that's a total different mind.
Yeah.
But EOS it simples it down to where you can start to actually use it and to use it in your favor. But that's kind of what I would say. Like,
but what's the goal? Would you say out of EOS? Like, but if you're implementing, like, what's the goal of it? What's the purpose? I guess.
So the purpose is to break down everything into a process, right? So you got processes, you got people, you got data, you have what's another one? Cash. So it's like 5 different parts to EOS, and it tells you how to simplify each part of your business, because running a business is so many different things to it, right? So you have accounting, you have sales, you have processes, you have how to even track what data, and how to talk to people, how to measure if people are doing good. So it breaks down pretty much how to run a business into simple steps to put into the company. So for example, like on people, one of the things, obviously, we know that the biggest issues are always going to be people, right? Not in a negative way, but just that's how it's always going to be. So it tells you with people, okay, what are your core values? And then you list your core values on a piece of paper. It breaks it down. And this week, it's called the people analyzer tool. I put say Chris. Chris, is it plus or minus? Did he follow new ideas? Yep, it's a plus. Did he do this? He did do this. And it lets you know at the end of the week, okay, if 3 of these were negative, then this person is not following the core values, and the core values are dear to you. You're pretty much your Bible to the company. So you need to, this is a strike, or this person you need to talk to this person, or whatever the case is. Or, hey, this person is doing amazing. You need to recognize this person, and you need to let the company know that he's following all your core values. So that's just one simple part of it. But there's a lot of simple different parts. Like with data, we all know that we shouldn't track 20 different KPIs. We should track maybe 2 or 3, and this is how you should track it weekly. This is how you should measure it. So it's just a big old business process broken down into simple steps and into different categories within the business.
Yep. Yeah. Really well said. And I think the whole goal is to be able to just scale the company with these processes, and they might change, right? You might develop and use different tools, or maybe as you grow. But this is setting that foundation to allow you to achieve those goals, right? And as business owners, when we don't have this information, we're making a lot of assumptions, right? Maybe our team doesn't really have, understanding of their expectations or goals of what they need to achieve, right? Maybe you think that, cash is one way and it's really another way, right? Like, oh yeah, I mean, you could be looking at, accounts receivable and have no idea that you still need a ton of money to come in, or you could be looking
Or
at.
you think that revenue is the only goal that you should ever have.
Oh yeah,
when
right?
you first start, revenue is always the only goal.
Oh yeah.
But it changes as you grow.
Oh yeah,
as the
right?
company grows.
Yeah, 100%. And so when you implement this stuff, not only is it going to help you do that, but it's going to help also get your hands dirty. So like, I think a lot of people are afraid of implementing different tools or really understanding how to build these processes. The more you mess with this kind of stuff, and the more you start to understand what benefits it has to you, also you start to think differently, right? You start to really think differently in terms of business decisions and how you react to certain things, right? You're more on top of where you're at. I think for me, when I don't know certain KPIs, or if I'm not really, really in line with the true priorities of the company.
That's the key word right there.
The true because you could chase anything, right? Like, I start to get in trouble then. You need to know like the actual health score indicators of the company, right? And then from there, if you're tracking these KPIs, you can say, all right, well, hey, I don't really look at these numbers too often until this goes into the dip, right? It goes into red. And then all of a sudden I can backtrack, look at the activities or whatever it might be, right? Like, all right, this is the missing component.
And the biggest thing I feel with KPIs is it's not even like, because first is tracking data, right? Then it's analyzing data. But the most important part that I feel like a lot of business owners miss is prediction. And I feel like if you're tracking the right numbers, you're analyzing them correctly, you're able to predict, okay, this is not good. Like if we do this for 2 more weeks, this is what's going to happen. And I feel like that's all a company is seeing into the future. Like, how are we doing? Not just the moment, but like how is this going to look for the next 3 weeks, for the next month, if we keep doing this same progression.
Yep, I completely agree. And then with these KPIs too, you can say, hey, maybe if you are hitting certain KPIs, because I think certain positions are harder to understand what really is the most important number for them. Sales could be easy. There's other positions in the company because everybody should have some kind of number, right? That you can kind of judge. Otherwise, it goes back to assumptions. Some positions are a little bit harder. So maybe if you're not getting what you want from that division or person, right? Maybe and they're hitting their goals. Maybe it's the wrong goals. You know what I mean? Like, even that can be hard sometimes. Really, is really understanding. Hey, this is actually what's the most important thing. Especially if you're smaller and you have people doing a variety of things. But still, you got to be able to prioritize. You know what I mean? You got to be able, if you can prioritize and focus, you're gonna be good to go, right?
Key word there, sir.
That's huge.
Yeah, right. So what about for personal? So personal development, it seems to be the big thing for you guys too. Right.
Yeah, that's actually we see ourselves as a personal development company. So as when I just mentioned that I'm like moved through business, I'm more moved through personal growth. I'm more I know that obviously like we all want money, we all want the Lamborghinis, we all want that. But there's been times where I've had a lot of money as a sales rep, and I still felt like unfulfilled and untouched. So what we're more moved by is growth, like personal growth everywhere, not just in finances and our physical, our body, our spirituality, our mission in life, all that. So we work on all aspects in the company, and everybody that comes in. One thing is we know, like, we have like monthly challenges for the company. Like, we had a monthly challenge where we were doing cold showers every day for 30 days. We had to stop that one because people were sending naked pictures on the ground. But we do like some type of proof like that. But it's always to challenge us, to grow us, to make ourselves to the better, the next version of ourselves. We're always looking for that. We don't want to just teach you how to do roofing sales or solar sales. We want to see who the next you is, because we know that I can teach you solar sales and roofing sales all day, but if I can't teach you how to be the best version all the way around, I know that I'm never gonna get your full potential. So I feel like I'm hogging it.
Oh, you are. I think it's like the analogy of like bringing the horse to water instead of just giving them water. Because we feel like we always talk about how money is just gonna magnify who you truly are. So we want to make you, or not make you, but bring out the better person in you before you have the access to all the sales and what comes with the sales. But yeah, I think that has been huge for me, especially coming from where I come from, or not where I come from, but like in my career. Personal development was really never really a thing that I paid attention to. Like, as long as the money was coming in, that's all that really mattered. So to me, it's been huge that we have, like as Jose said, we are a personal development company, because there's no way to do that if we don't kind of focus on ourselves first. So I'm on the daily challenge to be a better person in every way, shape, or form, so that I can expect that from the people that lead and stuff like that. So
lead by example, right?
Yes, exactly.
But even you guys have, I feel like it's interesting because I want you guys to kind of talk about, because I've seen you guys actually bring it into meetings, these personal goals. You know what I mean? It's not just like some, oh, hey, we want to improve. It's like you guys actually, hey, books or the shop, all these different random stuff. They're actually, they're doing that. But I think it's improved you guys too. I mean, you guys, different fitness goals and stuff, you guys have all hit different things because of implementing that for the company. So it's kind of cool because you do it to lead by example, set the tone, make sure everybody else improves. But then all of a sudden, if you follow that, you start to kind of improve as well too. So it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, it's just, it's totally a win-win, and I love that because it's hard, and I'm sure, I mean, you've been there where that morning when you don't want to get up and go to the gym, or you'd rather eat junk food or whatever the case may be. But then you're like, so I'm not just letting myself down, I'm letting the whole team down. And like, if we're the heads of the company and we're not really caring about than what's everybody else doing. So
and that's something to think about too. Is as leaders, if you're a leader of a company out there, you gotta remember, as you become more successful, right? Now more people are kind of counting on you to set the tone, right? To have a positive environment, to be able to provide growth opportunities, all that kind of stuff. So, what got you to this point you're not gonna be able to handle at the next point. So as you kind of level up, you have to remember, you can't get stagnant. You gotta keep developing, because the challenges are gonna get bigger as you expand, for sure.
In roofing or in solar, anything that's sales related, or pretty much like any other new jobs nowadays, you're your own boss. No one's gonna tell you to go get out there. No one's gonna tell you to do that. Like within our company, they're their own bosses. So if they can't depend on themselves, if they can't create a leader within themselves, if they don't feel that it's important for them to eat healthy or go to the gym or read or focus on their family, then we know that there's a cap to it. It's the law, the law of the lid. Us as leaders, if we're at a 7, our team's only going to go up to a 6, right? But if we continue to push our guys and focus on
the great John Maxwell, right?
If we go up to a 9, we know that we know that our guys are going to go up there. And it's the same thing with them guys. Like, you guys are setting your own lid. It's whatever we are. You can't just. We try to set a different standard, right, or a high number, but we always want them to continue to push themselves and be a better leader. So that's kind of that's why we love self-development so much. We believe that new era is a vehicle that's going to get them to where they want. I don't know if they're going to be doing sales with us 5 to 6 years from now, but I know that we made them into a better person. We actually did this. We did this. It was almost the same thing that you're talking about. We had a big old meeting last week, and we said, okay, guys, from the time that you started to the time that you are now, write down one thing that you've improved on. I don't want to know about your finances. I don't want to know about your sales. None of that. I want to know, like, you personally. And we had stuff up there like have my social anxiety, better relationship with my family. I'm even getting goosebumps now.
Yeah, that's great.
That's what we're after. Like, and now we're putting it in a board, and we're signing it all, because that's what we're truly after, like growth.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. So, I mean, that's what it's all about, and you can feel it when you walk into the room. There's definitely a different energy about it. It feels like you're trying to go after a mission together, right? And I think that's what it's all about. And I think, too, no matter what, I feel like a lot of companies, whether you're in Denver, it's, lack of hail or whatever it might be, or commercial, it's lack of supplies. Like, you've heard everything with, people not wanting to spend money on the expensive. You kind of hear everything, but the best way to handle those kind of situations is, all right, this is the best time to be the best version of myself, right? Whenever time if shit hits the fan, this is the time to lock in, right? If you look at it, there's actually stats on this. It's kind of crazy, right? I used to be in running, and they say that during recessions, right, the amount of miles that people run, right, the amount of running that people do, it increases, right? It's like a survival type instinct, right? So you gotta think, hey, if you're not running, right, and you weren't running before, get your ass running, right? Yes. Like get moving, get locked in. If it's a situation where there's any kind of uncertainty, that's a time you are certain in yourself. You get the routine, right? You're eating better. You're going out as much, right? You're getting all this kind of working out, right? You're learning whatever it might be. Best version of yourself during this time, you know what I mean? So
that's when it shows.
That's when it shows, right? Because other stuff's easy, when it's going good and there's not as much worry. That's the easy stuff. You know, so I mean, through some of the challenges you guys have, what have you guys learned? Would you say through, you know, because they're obviously they're there, right, all the time. It's never easy.
Yeah.
Our biggest challenge that we're going through right now, and it's been all year, is our spiritual, is our emotional, is the belief in ourselves and the belief in our team.
Yeah.
We've always like told the guys, go to the gym, eat healthy, you know, stack your finances, put up certain percentage away. And one thing that I feel like, especially as men, we fail to like tap into our emotions, tap into our spiritual side, into our higher self. So we're constantly hitting walls. We're constantly feeling empty. We're constantly feeling like we're not doing enough. And it all comes from within. It's believing in it's believing in that the universe has, as you're planting seeds as you go, right? Not trying to control the uncontrollable. And that's probably my biggest issue personally that I've always been trying to do. So that's probably it right there. It's going into your emotions and truly letting you know how you feel. Like, do you feel like when guys, like some guys have left the company, and how do instead of you talking bad about them or that they weren't good enough, like how do you truly feel? Like, I feel hurt, I feel betrayed, I feel sad, I feel mad, I feel everything. Because once you start letting out those emotions, I'm telling you that everything else starts falling into place. When you're connected with your spiritual self, with your higher self, with your beliefs, with your faith, everything lines up, man, like everything. So I feel like within the company, that has always been our biggest thing, is that we constantly run into these walls where, like, not even just like, you're always going to run into business walls, into all that, but you can always be like, I thought that, okay, once we get here, then I'll be happy, or I'll enjoy myself, or I'll do this, or we can celebrate.
I'll be able to relax.
Exactly.
I still do that, you know what I mean? Who doesn't, right?
And it's hard not to. It's hard not to, because you always want more for yourself. But it's truly learning how to, like, enjoy it, like enjoy the moment, see where you have gotten from. Like, there's times, like last week was a huge one where we sat down and like, whoa, like when I didn't do this before, I wasn't here before. Chris, we used to write checks, and this is how much we're gonna make in 4 to 5 years.
Oh, yeah, we
right?
did that too.
Yeah. So he had it on his wall today, and that it doesn't even seem like, whoa, that's all we wanted 4 or 5 years ago. Like, it's crazy how the world works, and all you got to do is just plant seeds and continue to plant seeds and have faith and water them, and everything else will line up. You cannot control the uncontrollable, and I feel like that's something at New Era we've always continually done, and now we're truly focusing on it. Now we have a spiritual coach. Now we're focusing on our emotional side. We got grown men crying to other grown men, and I feel like it's beautiful, man. It's awesome. It's a great feeling.
It's cool.
Vulnerability, bro.
Yeah.
Vulnerability is huge, and I think, like, at least personally, like the way I was brought up, or at least the way I think I was brought up, it was never a thing. Like, you didn't show it, you didn't, and I think that has totally evolved my mentality in business in any way, shape, or form. It's I think what makes our business relationship work and our relationship with our people work also.
Well, it improves the communication, I think. When you say, you know, vulnerable, all of a sudden now you're more honest with the communication. Because if you're not, sometimes you can be like too aggressive, or what, you know what I mean? It depends. It can change the way you go about it if you're not willing to be vulnerable in that, you know. And you got to think in the roofing space. Like, think about a lot of tough guys, right? A lot of us are, right? We're tough, you know. Oh, we can do this, you know. So that's a big step to be able to do that, for sure. You know.
Not everyone's always going to agree with that. So you just got to find the right people. You got to find the people that are willing to be open. And there's going to be, like, we've had certain guys that we know that it's going to take them a while to talk to us.
But that's fine, though. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be this, you know, like, immediate thing. The biggest thing is, though, is just communication, right? Like, that's what it comes down to. You need to be, when you're able to be vulnerable, you're able to say, hey, this is what bothers me. This is, you know, or whatever it might be.
We need to work on this.
Oh, yeah, we need to work on this, right? And then all of a sudden now it's like, when you're looking at issues in the company, the conversations are better, right? Where it's like, hey, we need to fix this, or we need to work on this. It bothers me that we're not doing that. You know, all of a sudden you improve that communication. Because sometimes if you're with it, you see some companies where, you know, and we've been there too, where, you know, there's issues and you're like, I didn't even know about that issue. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, how did I not know about that? You know what I mean? Like, why didn't anybody tell me? And it was just like, oh, you know. But if you're able to dial in the levels of communication, then it doesn't happen as often.
You ever to bring yourself down to earth?
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Because it's good to put your heads in the clouds, but at the same you forget, you lose the touch of actual human connection, human relationship.
It's robotic almost.
Exactly.
You know, like if you're very goal oriented, you can almost be robotic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if you look up leadership, man, and anywhere that you look up, one of the top 3 skills in leadership is empathy.
Yeah.
Is having true empathy. Because people say they have empathy, but like, true, genuine empathy. And I feel like that starts with knowing who you are. You can't have empathy for others if you don't know your own emotions.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Well,
so difficult. Empathy is pretty much putting yourself in somebody else's shoes, and that's so.
which you don't do though, because I mean, you gotta think your story's you, right? Like, everything you're looking at through your lenses is, oh, this person cut me off. Oh, this person made me wait for this. Oh, this person didn't pay me. This person didn't do that. It's always, your story is always a me story, right? It's always about yourself, and so it's like,
difficult.
Yeah, no, it definitely is, but. You know, communication, be on the listen, and you have that empathy. It's definitely big. So, guys, we're gonna go into this next segment here. All right. So we got a game we're gonna play quick.
Okay.
It's Who Wants to Be a Roofing Millionaire. So you guys get two heads, all right? And
We get to what?
you get two heads.
Okay.
Both of you guys get to be on the same team here, all right? And there'd be 5 questions. Danae made the questions, so I haven't even seen the questions yet, right? But it's usually about stuff you guys like or whatever it might be. So. I'm gonna make sure you're not cheating here. All right, so basically you're gonna get 2 lifelines. All right, so you get 50-50, which will remove 2 of the wrong answers, leaving you with a 50% chance of getting the answer correct.
Okay.
All right, and then phone a friend. All right, you get to call one person, and if they don't answer, you lose the lifeline.
Good thing the person that doesn't answer is sitting next to me, so I can call anybody.
All right, and also too, just to let you guys know, everyone's running the game. I'll let you guys say one last thing. It can be, a book suggestion, a quote, something you're working on, so just let you guys know. Okay. Because I want to make sure you guys are thinking about a lot of stuff while I ask you this trivia question. See?
I'm already.
Oh, hey there. You come here often? I feel like I see you every Wednesday. And, you definitely caught my eye. I'll tell you one thing. You know how to stand out from a crowd. You already got a lot of great things going for you. I mean, I see your company. I see what you got going on. I want to be part of it. How about I give you my number and you send me a text? 720-796-4935. Hey, yeah, it's Nick. Right, peakleads.io. I think we can help you generate some commercial roofing leads. Looking forward to chatting. Talk soon. All right, so. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't trust Jose here. All right, I don't trust either one of you guys. Actually, I don't trust Hugo because he's closer. All right, so New Era is taking the solar world by storm. Here's a solar trivia question. When do you think the first solar panel was created? Was it A, 1941, B, 1952, C, 1975, or D, 1960?
I'll let you take a watch. He's operations and solar.
Oh, that says he needs to know this one.
I don't know. I'm going to go with 1951.
And 1951 is not one of the right answers because that's not one of the 4. So you got 19.
Hold on. 1950 what?
You got 1941, 1952.
52.
52.
I got 41.
All right, gotcha. No, that is also wrong. Oh. It is A, 1941. 1941. Better luck next time. All right.
Okay, I need to learn that, I guess.
Oh yeah. So it looks like Russell Ohl invented the first solar panel cell in 1941, and the first commercial panel was out in laboratories. It was out of Bell Laboratories in 1954. After that, so pretty interesting fun fact out there. Yeah. All right. So Colorado locals, right? We'll test your local business knowledge here. All right. You're all about that local biz, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Right? All right. Well, this one kind of blew up here. Which food chain got their start here in Colorado? Is it A, Rubio's, B, Taco Bell, C, Chipotle, or D, Cava?
Chipotle.
You sure on that one?
Positive.
All right, that is right. C, Chipotle.
Boys,
where's the actual? Where's the real good, authentic Mexican food at? Because I've been to a joint with you guys before, a couple of times actually, for some good food. I think I got it in Vegas with you guys, and actually here.
Oh yeah. Vegas one was it? No, it was
Houston, that's right.
Houston wasn't good.
What's the local Denver good Mexican joint here? What do you guys say?
If you really want authentic food, that's what I'm skin.
Esquina del Sabor.
Skin del Sabor.
Yeah, it's
No.
it's a bunch of lunch wagons that they park. Well, they're there permanently, but they're
Yeah.
wagons, and it's right off of Colfax and Chambers. So
There's
you can
like
find anything.
there's
there.
like
Yeah.
20 food trucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, check that out. Dang. Well, because it's funny because I loved it whenever I go with you guys for Mexican food. You guys are always like speaking Spanish. When I'm sitting there, the white boy with this and then like the waitress starts laughing at me and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too because now like my girlfriend, she's Latina too now, so it's like I'm like always the white boy at the Mexican restaurant.
So now you need to come to Mexico.
Yeah, hey, I'm down. I was members for Job Nimbus. You guys said you guys were gonna go. You guys are like, hey, you guys are going. I'm like, all right, maybe that's where me and the team will go. They're like, yeah, let's do it. I showed. Well, guess what? I went. You guys did it. Big
Anyone
surprise.
knows Nick holds grudges, guys. Don't
Damn straight. If you say you're gonna show up, you show up.
Hey, we told him, hey, we're thinking about going.
Yeah,
and
no.
This guy's already calling.
No,
to set up there.
yeah. I don't believe him because he closes the loop. He makes a decision right away. So.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. We got more solar questions for you here. All right.
Oh.
So we got, how many homes are powered by solar energy in Colorado? Is it A, 300,000, B, 500,000, C, 125,000, or D, 60,000?
125 or the 300.
You're going with C,
Is it? Did you say 300,000?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say 300,000.
You said 300,000? You guys looking at the answers over here?
We're not.
I think you guys are looking,
The
aren't you?
blur I was trying to.
I know you were. That's right. I'm just watching you guys though, because I don't know why all of a sudden you switched his answer to 300,000.
I don't think you can see it from
I think we got some cheaters here.
I didn't see it.
You know Dave Estes? He works for Randy Brothers. He's
No.
like he's one of his best buddies. He's been working for him for a while.
the commercial?
Yeah. He came on the show. He was cheating
Cheating?
for sure. He was cheating for sure.
We're not cheating though.
Yeah, right.
It's not part of our core values.
Yeah, true.
Always do the right thing.
Yes.
All right. So Denver has the largest airport in the U.S. By size. Okay. Which is the second largest? Is it A, Houston, B, Washington, D.C., C, Orlando, or D, Dallas, Fort Worth?
I was hoping you didn't say Dallas. It's either Houston or Dallas, but I can't remember which one.
Orlando's pretty big. But I don't know how big.
I would have to. I would go
He
with-
travels every other quarter, man. I get to travel once a year, and this guy's a.
You get to, you choose to.
A lot of blame placing. Say he put the solar one on you too.
Yes. Let's go with Dallas Fort Worth.
Is that your final answer?
You're making me doubt it now.
That's it. That's
That's
it
it,
right
yes.
there.
That is correct.
Yes.
All right.
Jeez, that's only one missed.
We got
the record.
We got one last question here.
Okay.
All right. New Era has a perfect 5-star rating on Google. Google My Business. How many 5 stars does New Era have? Is it A, 60, B, 70, C, 68, or D, 72? Oh.
Oh.
You gotta phone a friend. You gotta phone the friend. You remember, you only get one
He's
phone
always
call.
looking at it.
You just got to review.
Yeah, hey, you got one. All right.
Okay.
You got one, and if they don't pick up, you lose the lifeline.
Oh, Chris, come on, bro. I'm getting a little nervous here.
Tell him we're live.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Or- Oh, yeah, I didn't think Chris was.
Uh-oh. It's not looking good, folks.
Not looking good.
So who are you guys calling right here? So that everybody
Chris
knows.
Valencia.
And who's Chris? Is
He's
that-
he's one of our top producers in the company.
yeah. He's probably out closing deals. He's out closing deals probably, I bet.
He better be if he's not helping us out. It's got to be.
68.
You guys going with 68? Final answer?
Yes.
And that is incorrect. You guys have 70 reviews. You have 70. Come on.
My next one would have been 72.
The best part is you guys got cocky, and then you guys didn't get how many 5-star reviews you have. All right, hold on. I got a prize for you guys. Hold on 1 second. Actually, you know what? I actually thought ahead. All right. We got. This one's yours. All right. Sheesh. So take this here.
Thank you,
take
sir.
it here. All right. So now, boys, hit me with it. What we got to say, guys? What do you got to say? Come on. Come on. What do you guys got to say? Hit him with it. Hit him with it.
I like big roofs and I cannot lie.
I like big roofs and I cannot lie.
I like big roofs and I cannot lie. Ooh, that ain't no lie. That ain't no lie. I ain't lying. That's not part of my core values. All right, you guys get to close it out here. So, all right, bring her home. I'm gonna give you this one. All right, and you can have that one. Close her out for us, folks.
Go ahead.
Okay. I think the biggest thing for us is the biggest thing I could say is always going to be people. People are going to be your biggest asset and your biggest pain. So the only thing I could say is that if you could change one thing and one thing only is start doing one-on-ones with your people. They will get real with you. They will tell you exactly how they feel. You will create a connection with them like you've never thought about them. You will learn new things about them. And you will be able to adjust to make sure that they are hitting their goals. They will become more loyal to the company. They will be ride or die for sure. So if there's one thing that you can change, it's start doing one-on-ones.
Yes. So I'm gonna kind of go back to what we were talking about like personal growth and stuff like that. There was one thing that I heard. I believe it was Jim Rohn that says it in one of his books. That he says that us as humans, we're like buckets, and there's water in this bucket, and we have to constantly put water in it. The problem with the bucket is that there's a hole at the bottom. So if you don't constantly add water to that bucket, it's gonna empty out at some point. So we need, continue to grow. If you grow, as Jose talked about, like the John Maxwell analogy of the cap, I think if you continue to grow yourself, grow your expectations, grow who you are in every way, shape, or form. I know it's difficult, but try to grow in every way, shape, or form. Then the sky's the limit.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining in with the New Era Boys.
Yeah.